Warning. The following film contains scenes of juggling. Excessive juggling. 3 or 4 years' worth of juggling from the University of Victoria Juggling Club. This is not all of juggling, nor all we can do, but it's a lot. Also, blah blah blah, copying things, blah blah, cruel hand of the law, yada yada, arms and legs removed, blah blah, not responsible for heart, liver, or kidney failure. Sorry.
Well, a unicycle has to be included
all
in
the
it.
exciting things, everything that
That's
people
just a
do
given.
that like, you know, they work hard for, they work those really hard tricks and they work on them forever. All of those tricks just started off, you know, start off the video with like everybody doing the craziest tricks with the fire and like the knives and everything, the chainsaws.
And unicycle.
And the unicycle, the clown music, that would be pretty cool.
Yep.
Watch this!
Thanks, John. Yes.
You can pass through, it's okay.
watch this.
Ooh.
Nice.
That's a shower, by the way.
Well, I wouldn't expect it to last.
Nice.
Yeah.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
Hello? Learning new tricks. There's no particular way to learn new tricks, but juggling is more than just tossing balls or clubs. It's about patterns, unique shapes in the air, stunts that surprise, confuse, bemuse, and amuse. There's no way to exhaust the possibilities, and that's what makes juggling so much fun. There's a few categories that we can use to try and create our own tricks, and a lot of the tricks you see in this video are done in a very simple way. We ask basic questions. How can we juggle our pattern? Can it be slowed down, sped up? Have we used both hands? How could the trick that we saw be done in reverse? What about another style? You can start with an image, a mistake, or a sight swap, a dream, a change in mode, etc. We're going to focus on a couple different things. We're going to focus on types of throws, and we're going to focus on something called sight swap. Let's start off with the basic stuff. Any kind of juggling that you do can be done in many different ways. There's all kinds of different kind of throws you can do. There is, of course, the basic catching from underneath. That can be reversed, though, in something called the claw catch, where you reach down over the pattern to catch the balls. The claw catch is a very nice basic catch. It just takes a little bit of work. It's also sometimes called the tiger claws. There's a change-up called the fork catch. The fork catch, you put your fingers like a fork, two fingers together, you can catch them like that. There's the back of hand juggling, which is similar to the fork catch. It's a little bit easier. Knuckle catches. Peace for victory, or up yours catch. Fist catches. You can catch with the flat of the hand. Penguin catches is a very particular and difficult kind of catch, where you want to have your arms out to the side and your hand out as far and back as possible, so that you get a nice penguin-like motion when you do your catching. Like hacky sackers and footbaggers do, you can always catch a ball on the foot. The neck catch is a popular trick for numbers juggling. You just want to bring your head down to the last possible second and catch the ball in the back of the neck. Beanbags make this easier, but it's always possible to do with solid balls if you can wait just long enough to do the catch at the last moment. Sometimes shrugging your shoulders can help. Catching in the crook of the elbow is just a very quick motion. You have the ball come in, you snag it, and you want to snap your arm forward to catch the ball. Between the legs catch, or crotch catch. Catching in the teeth, catching on the chin, catching on the top of the head. All these different kinds of catches can also be combined into one trick. There are many other kinds of catches, but we're not going to cover them all right here. Apart from the catches and the kind of things you do with your hand, there's a whole other series of things you can do with your catches and with the way that you move your body. You can actually place your hands and your body in different places, change up the whole style of the catch. For example, you can catch behind the back, under the leg. You can catch over the arms, under the leg. You can change from different under the leg positions to behind the back. Juggling over the head is surprisingly effective. You can catch behind the neck. Pretty much anywhere you want to, you can do a catch. If you can change up where the catch is happening, you can change the trick. Although we don't cover it a lot here, by changing up the surfaces and the type of object you're juggling, you can change a lot of things. For example, juggling against the wall, bouncing off your leg, bouncing off your foot, bouncing off all kinds of other objects. Just using different materials, bouncing balls, solid balls, beanbags, strange objects, can be all used in different ways to produce different effects. There's also things like how your body is moving at the time. You can keep your arms crossed. You can cross and uncross your arms. You can place one hand above the other. This can be done for a number of interesting effects. And you can mix all these surfaces and all these different catches, ways of catching, and areas of catching with many different kinds of patterns. Some of the more popular patterns include the shower, Mill's mess, the box, 1-up, 2-up, or columns, over the top, the machine or the factory, the yo-yo. You can also change the number of balls to make a big difference. For example, you can do something called a multiplex. This multiplex basically just means you throw more than one object from the same hand. Multiplexes can be done with more than 2 balls, more than 3 balls, more than 4 balls. As many balls as you can fit in your hand, you can split them apart and start juggling. Here's a simple multiplex combined with a behind the neck catch and a 2-in-1 hand stop. Another popular method of coming up with tricks is called sight swap. Sight swap does sound pretty complicated, but you don't need to know any math. It's a simple process where each number in the sight swap represents a different rhythm within a pattern. There are only really 3 basic things you have to know about sight swap. First is, the higher the number, the higher the throw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We go through the alphabet after that for simplification reasons. Second rule. Except under certain circumstances you don't need to know right now. Even numbers are to the same hand, odd numbers cross. The third thing you'll want to know is that each number in a sight swap usually represents the speed or height at which you're going to have to throw to juggle that number of objects. For example, 3
is the number that represents the 3-ball pattern. 4 is your pattern for 4 balls, 5 your pattern for 5 balls. So if you want to do a trick that involves a throw as high as you would juggle or to the rhythm that you would juggle 5 balls, but you're going to do it in a 3-ball pattern, you're going to throw a high throw, and then because you've got just enough time to do so, you can throw some low throws in underneath. For example, 5-3-1 throws 1 ball to the height of a 5-ball pattern, has 1 to the height of a 3-ball pattern, and 1 to the height of a 1-ball pattern. So the numbers from 0 to 5, 0 is usually an open hand. 1 is the lowest crossing throw. 2 is the lowest throw to the same hand, sometimes just done as a hold because you don't always have enough time to throw it. 3 is the lowest crossing throw that is actually in a juggling pattern. 4 is to the same hand, is higher than the 2. 5 is higher than the 3 and is the next crossing throw, and so it goes on up. 6 is to the same hand, 7 crosses. 8 is to the same hand, 9 crosses. Sight swap is relational, which means that if you want to juggle a very low pattern, say you're going to juggle a very low 3, your 5 isn't going to be as high as it would if you were juggling a very large 3-ball pattern. You don't need to know all this in order to juggle sight swap, but some people like to know all the information. Some common sight swaps include 5-3-1. Another popular one, 4-4-1. You're doing 4 in one hand, 4 in the other hand, and the 1 is of the slam across we showed you earlier. Some others include 4-2-3, 5-0-4, and 7-4-4-1. Once you know sight swap patterns, once you know a few basic tricks like Mills Mess and all the others we described, you can begin to create new tricks by simply combining a basic trick with a few different catches and throws. There's different ways to combine all these ideas, including surfaces, the position of the hands or the feet, the limbs in relation to each other, the position of the balls or clubs, the type of spin you use, the type of object you use. Now I'm going to explain a few tricks in the video in terms of how we discovered them. Simple combination of the penguin catch and the under the leg catch leads to the under the leg penguin catch. Watch how in this sequence, Ryan combines simple tricks together to create a lovely pattern. Here he adds some curls and some claw catches together as he's throwing some balls outside the pattern, does a quick sweep around as a flourish, goes into the standard cascade, catches them together, does over the top throws, crosses his arms to do some cross arm juggling, catches between the fingers, does some more sweeping back and forth, doing just simple 2 balls in one hand while throwing another ball through the pattern. He then changes that up, does some other kinds of weaves back and forth, moving 1 ball outside the pattern, catching them together. In this pattern, Ryan does something a little different. Starts with a body roll, simple contact juggling trick, flips a ball onto his foot, kicks it up, and catches it behind the head. He then goes into some simple 2-ball in one hand exchanges, collects the balls, does a 3-ball multiplex, goes into 3 balls, reverse cascade into Mills Mess. He then does the shower, another basic trick, changes it up into doing over the top. He then does a multiplex catch, places 1 under his chin, places a ball, catches behind his head, penguin catch, does a simple exchange there, catches 2 balls together, another ball collects into a multiplex again, exchanges the balls, 2 balls under the leg, goes out to the side to do normal catch, another behind the neck catch, turns around for the spin, and catches the ball behind the back. A series of simple moves combined together into an original routine. Watch the first part of my routine and see some of the tricks I come up with. I start off with a simple elbow trap and throw that right out into a 4-2-3 variation of my own creation, which I will explain in a moment. I then do some throws over the arm while juggling 2 other balls and go into some simple weaves. The weaves I do just while exchanging hands. I go into the box. I almost drop the box and then go into a second weave, ending with some further weaves with some flourishes thrown in for extra effect. Do a 2-ball multiplex under the leg and catch on the back of the neck. Notice that in each case there were a few original effects created, but it's all done using simple movement, simple effects, different kinds of catches in different places, and just mixing and matching simple elements. Here are a few other variations of simple tricks done with different kinds of catches, throws, and different kinds of movement. Why not take a popular trick like Mills Mess, do it under the leg, 4-4-1 behind the back, 1-up, 2-up with variations. Fist catches put into a routine. There are a lot of variations with 4-2-3 using the small 2 throw under the arm, behind the neck, and other things like that, but at the point of making this video, I wasn't very good at any of them. Watch how Ryan takes a sight swap like 5-3-1 and does the 1 behind the back. Watch how he takes 5-3-1 and does the 3 behind the back. The box, done with penguin catches on either side. How about the shower, done behind the back? This is a variation on 4-2-3 I've come up with on my own. Other people may have done it. I didn't know about it at the time. Notice how all I've done is changed the 4 into an outside column throw, straight up rather than in a circle, added the 3 as an over-the-top throw, and done the 2 as a very short hold. Altogether, this trick looks very different from the standard 4-2-3, even when the 4-2-3 is done very large. These are only a few of the many variations that are possible. You can create almost an infinite variety of tricks just by knowing a few simple variations and thinking about how you can combine them in new and interesting ways.